What's been the reaction around the NFL about J.J. Watt choosing the Cardinals?
Well, you know, it's about how it went down. And it's funny, we can joke about that tweet from Chandler Jones, but that's exactly what was so enticing to J.J. Watt, that he had this collaboration with some of these players, familiarity with Vance Joseph in terms of the defense, something that he worked under Wade Phillips in Dallas. So all of that came into play, but we're talking about a guy who did have interest from other teams with Cleveland and Buffalo. And by the way, another team that wasn't really getting much talk, the Tennessee Titans, also coming in with an offer for JJ. So he had a lot of options, a lot of competitive options, but ultimately he liked the familiarity, what he had in Arizona, and he liked the fact that there was some courtship involved here. So JJ ultimately feeling very wanted, very paid, by the way, and ultimately very satisfied.
Yeah, the money helps there in any situation. So, Dan, Watt said he wanted to go to a championship contender, right? And while the Cardinals may be on the rise, there's still a case to be made that they could be at the bottom of that division. So does Watt signing change your order of teams in the NFC West?
No, it's a really good division to be at the bottom of, though. You know, this is still a very, very tough division. And just because they might be at the third or fourth spot doesn't make them a poor football team. I think there's a couple questions we have to ask. First of all, who's playing quarterback for Seattle and who's going to be playing quarterback for San Francisco? We don't necessarily know those two answers definitively, okay? So let's play the assumption game that it is going to be Jimmy Garoppolo and it is going to be Russell Wilson. You better be able to get after the quarterback. You know, as your offense progresses along in Arizona, the best thing that you could do to help that offense, but also help your team win games, is to go hunt the opponent's quarterback. Matthew Stafford is a big-time player. Jimmy Garoppolo plays really well in that system in San Francisco, and we all know who Russell Wilson is. So one of the ways that you can expedite the process of your football team is going to get a guy that you could put, again, opposite Chandler Jones or with Chandler Jones and going, maybe we don't have to score 35 a game to win because we'll get after so many of the quarterbacks within our division. So I said this before. I like the fact that they feel they can win the division.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. And the more I think about this, I'm thinking, like, what exactly is the effect that JJ is going to have on this football team, given what he is at this point in his career, which is still a very good pass rusher, but he's not the same dominant every down player that can affect all three downs every single play for greater than 60, 70% of the snaps. So really, where does his impact come? I think his impact is going to come as far as the professionalism that he probably is going to demand of everyone else around him. And by that, I mean this. On defense, what really haunted the Cardinals in 2020? It was about situational football. It's about 2-minute football. It's about too many penalties, not getting off the field on third down because of penalties. Those kinds of things. A guy like him, you can help really re-emphasize those kind of things to guys as far as their professionalism is concerned. And then on the offensive side, it's really the same type of thing. They need to take care of the football better. They need to be better at not shooting themselves in the foot by dumb penalties when they're trying to, establish some momentum moving the football. I really think that's where he could have that Tom Brady-like effect on this football team as far as helping them learn what it takes to be the best they can be individually and then collectively as a football team, because that's what they're going to need in that division.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.